Welcome to Real Estate Essentials. I'm your host, Jay Deere. We all have a friend or family member that got an incredible deal on a house, but the question is, how'd they do it? Did they know something you didn't? Well, if you pay attention to this show, I'm going to give you that insight. On today's program, we're going to show you the exciting conclusion of the absolute auction that US Luxury Group did on the Good Karma Lodge. We're going to show you some dramatic changes in our local real estate market. All that and more coming up right after this on Real Estate Essentials. I'm Jay Deere. I've been on top of Utah's real estate market for over 10 years. I will show you things about this market that you never knew.
Today's the day. It's the big day for the auction with US Luxury Group at 2522 West Horseshoe Circle. The auction's really a big deal because it's a different, unique way to sell and market a property. And we're just really excited about it. It's a fantastic property. It's 13,360 square foot. It's got an indoor pool. It's got 6 acres, 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms. It's very unique and wonderful. US Luxury Group knows how to throw a party. It's going to be awesome, and we can't wait.
It's the morning of the auction. We want to set the mood. We've got all of the hors d'oeuvres out. We've got the mimosas. We've got the bid assistants, all of our staff here on site, ready for this auction this morning. Bidders are showing up, and you can feel the tension starting to build. We're about to begin the auction, and then everything changes. My partner and I, Matt, got a phone call, and we realized that things just got interesting. We had to pull Keith, the owner, aside and have a conversation. This could be huge, or we could go down in flames.
Exciting stuff. We're going to find out what happened right after this.
ABC4 Utah wants you to ask the expert. During our 4 p.m. newscast, you'll see experts from Utah answering your questions on a variety of topics.
Options Animal is here to help you take control of your financial future.
Every Tuesday, we will answer your questions on the overall financial markets and how you can effectively manage your own investments.
At Options Animal, we understand that nobody cares more about your money than you do.
Just go to abc4.com/expert and submit your questions to our experts today.
So we're here with Dean Ward from US Luxury Group. And so, Dean, I'm dying to know what happened with the auction.
Well, Jay, we had a lot of excitement. We brought our entire team out. We had our full production on. And you know, at the last minute, that's the beauty of what we do. We ended up getting an offer come across the table.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. And after much negotiation and much discussion, we sat down with Keith and discussed with him his options. And he had a choice. He could have went ahead with the auction, or he could call the auction off and go with the offer and move towards more traditional real estate and having an offer come across.
Okay, and so the offer that was in, was that close to what, because he had a price in mind as
he did.
He was hoping for. Was that offer near there?
It was close.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Right there?
Yes.
And so then you negotiate it and do all that stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. And so what was that number? What happened?
You know, I would absolutely love to tell you, but I can't because it has not closed yet. But I promise we will reveal it on a future show.
Okay, because it has to season. Once they lock the deal, then they season the deal like any other real estate
Exactly.
deal. And we can't disclose it, I guess. Yeah.
We absolutely cannot. And actually, it was a great decision by Keith to postpone the auction or to put off the auction.
Because he had the option to either take the bird in hand or go to the bush and see what happens.
Exactly.
And if this one works for him, then why go to the bush?
And we've had multiple other people come to the table. We've got a battle on right now. People are fighting for this property.
Oh, really? So now they're trying to figure out why. Oh, They had been. So were there bidders there? How's it work?
Yes, there were multiple bidders
So
that
they're
had
all registered, and they had to bring checks and stuff, right?
Absolutely.
How
They had
much
to
was
show
that
up
check?
with a check for $50,000 written out to themselves.
Oh my goodness. So they were serious.
Dead serious.
Okay. And gosh, they must have been frustrated when.
You know, it is frustrating, and I feel bad for them, but
That's the strategy, though, right?
that's our strategy, and you know what? We have to keep Keith's best interest at heart.
But they had the option because they knew that they could bring an offer beforehand. And so they had the strategy of either, hey, I can send my offer in now and try and lock this thing up, or I can see if I can wait till the auction and maybe I can drive this thing down, because this was an absolute auction. If it went for $500,000, it was gone.
Exactly. So that, you know, there is somewhat of a risk to the seller or the homeowner. But you know what? The bottom line is all of these people that were involved and all the people that were interested had the option, and you nailed it, that they could have made an offer before the auction.
And so one of them just jumped on that.
One of them jumped on it at the last minute.
Coming in, saw all the people bidding, and was like, I'm going to lock this thing up now because I don't want to take my chances.
You know, Jay, 40 or 50% of the time, our auctions don't go to auction because the house sells beforehand or an offer comes across.
Well, and that's kind of what you want, right?
Absolutely.
Because in the end, it's about selling the property.
100%.
But not giving away the property. You know,
That's
but
exactly
you
it.
never know. You never know on every given Sunday.
We're not going to give away the property.
This day, Saturday, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's super exciting. So was there a lot of tension and excitement, or what's that look like?
You know what? And you'll see on the footage that there was a lot of tension, because it's an exciting moment, but it's also a very nerve-wracking, for lack of a better word, moment, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of negotiations, and you know, I mean, it's Keith's one of his biggest decisions he's going to make, whether he wants to move forward with the auction or whether he wants to cancel it and move forward with the offer.
Okay, well,
I think he made the best decision.
yeah. Well, he seems excited because when I talked to him, he was pleased.
He's very happy.
Well, good for you. All right, well, Dean, so if somebody wanted to contact you, if they had a house and they were thinking about doing something like this, how would they contact you?
You know, they can go to our web address, usluxurygroup.com, or they can call our 800 number and contact us directly.
Well, great. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We're excited for the next one because you're going to do another one, right?
Absolutely. We got a great property coming up.
Oh, man, I'm excited. So we're here at Bank Derlin Sons Design Studio, and I'm meeting here with Evan Tweed, who is the marketing director and genius of US Luxury Group. Thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
So tell me a little bit about your history and how you got into marketing and all that stuff.
I got into marketing by accident with a political race.
Oh, really?
Yes, Norm Bangeter was many points behind Ted Wilson 90 days out, and I turned that around and I got a new career in political advertising. But all advertising is advertising. And so whether it's homes or politics or widgets, the dynamic is the same. And what I tend to do, and what my reputation would support, is that I do things differently.
Have you done other stuff politics-wise?
Oh yeah, I mean, I have elected the unelectable for generations. I mean, I brought you Merrill Cook.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, you know, Merrill Cook had run, 6 or 7 times unsuccessfully. And in my hubris, I thought I can get him elected by doing this, and I was right.
So you got him elected?
And Bob Bennett over Joe Cannon, and the list goes on and on, because I do things a little bit differently, and that's what we're doing here with US Luxury Group.
So you're taking your skill set of what you used to do and you're creating, and you're putting it into a real estate
I'm applying a little creativity to something that needs a little bit of creativity. That home had been on the market for 3 years.
Good Karma Lodge, right?
Good Karma Lodge. It was just a home on Horseshoe Circle, and 12 people in 2 listing periods. Well, what we did, brought 700 people in 21 days and got a bidding war and gave this man a sales price higher than what he was asking.
Yeah.
So it does work. It works in this category really well.
Yeah, it doesn't work in all categories of real estate, but this particular one, it works brilliant.
When you've got a big lunker and a very specific marketplace and a very specific buyer, it's perfect.
Yeah, and I agree. I completely agree. And the way you go about it is absolutely brilliant. I have to agree. Everything you've done has been stellar. So how did you come up with a Good Karma Lodge, and where does that all come from?
You know what? I was talking to Keith Rosberg, the owner, and he mentioned good karma. He said, I deserve to sell this because I'm a nice person and it's just karma. And I thought, it is karma. It's good karma because he's a really nice guy. So I sat down with him and I picked his brain for all of his preferences. I wanted to know what made Keith Keith, because I needed to find a clone for Keith to take that house, because that house was unusual. You were there several times. I mean, you walk in the front door and the first thing you see is an Olympic swimming pool.
Indoors.
Saltwater,
right?
indoor swimming pool as the great room. So.
And so you met with him, had great success on this, and so now we're headed on some other projects. And so tell me about what you're working on. What's the latest?
We've got one up in Olympus Cove that it's a big box of opportunity.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. This is unfinished. It's on a huge lot, and it's going to be a real opportunity for somebody to take that house and make it their own. But we're not going to sell the box. We're not going to sell the structure. We're going to sell the feeling that people will have when they're fully ensconced in their new surroundings, the parties they'll throw, and the holidays they'll enjoy, and the views they can see, and
Because this is going to be a view property.
Exactly.
That you can't replace.
Right. But the good aspect of this thing is right now it's kind of like we'll build it to suit you. You can have anything you want in this space. It's a beautiful box.
Yeah, it's a good value even.
It's a bargain.
Yeah.
And so we will find the person that really wants to have a lifestyle up there, and for a fraction, pennies on the dollar.
Wow, this is exciting.
It is very exciting.
Well, buddy, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank
Keep
you
up
so
the
much,
good work,
Jay.
and we're looking forward to see what you come up with next.
Thank you so much.
So we're here doing market in a minute. I've got Darin with me, Darin Rhodes from Castle and Cook. And so, what do you feel in the market?
Well, it seems like the market slowed down just a little bit overall with the rates that have bumped up since May, but still a pretty decent market. A lot of buyers out there.
Yeah, I'm feeling. I just got multiple offers on a property, and so it's still going. Things are really good. And I don't know if you realize this, but when we went from the peak all the way down to the bottom, we went down 37%. But the last 2 years, we've been dealing in 20% appreciation. That means that we literally, from where we went from the top all the way down to the bottom, we've come off the bottom and we are looking at a new all-time high. If you look at Salt Lake County, it's looking like the numbers haven't come in because they do it by the quarter, and we're a couple weeks over the end of the quarter. But it looks like real estate is going to be an all-time high in Salt Lake Valley, which is huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah, and so what do you think? What are the reasons why?
Well, Utah, again, still has that great jobs market.
Tons of people coming in, all these, like 36,000 jobs, right?
Yep, right. And rates, even though they bumped up, they're still historically low. They
That's
are.
right. And so people are still making decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
Houses are still very affordable.
And what do you see in rates? What should we expect?
Well, that's the crystal ball, you know. I would be surprised if rates really went too much one way or the other over the next few months. But if the economy slows down, then the rates will probably dip just a little bit.
Yeah, so that's kind of stimulating the market by that, huh?
Right.
Keeping things going, which is
Right.
good. Good stuff. Well, now keep in mind that the market is in 3 different segments, okay? And it's, a lot of people don't understand this. You've got your under 250, which is flying off the shelves, and then 250, about 700 or so, and those are, kind of doing decent. They're just kind of, there's about as many listings as there are buyers, right the way we like it. And then as you get over that, kind of into that luxury home, then they're sitting because very few people can qualify for those.
That's right. In fact, most of my client base right now are first-time home buyers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's really driving our markets, entry-level homes, right?
Yeah, quite a bit, it
Yeah,
seems.
and so even the builders, we notice they're not building those massive $500,000 and $800,000 houses. They're really focusing on entry-level, reasonable priced homes.
Right, and there's some new first-time homebuyer products that are being rolled out that help with down payments and whatnot.
Yeah, because I think it's important in our market that they just keep, bringing people in and people to buy houses, right?
Right.
So Darin, I love your insight on this kind of stuff. So if somebody need to reach you, want to talk about loans, how would they contact you?
UtahMortgagePro.com, best way.
Good place.
Yep.
You don't need someone dropping the ball on your mortgage. Recruit a professional. Darin Rhodes, Utah's Mortgage Pro. He's got the skills, speed, and experience to win the best financing for your home. So draft Darin today at UtahMortgagePro.com.
So Darin, we're headed on down into Alpine, Utah, and they built this beautiful home right up on the side of the mountain, overlooking, of course, the beautiful valley and the East Mountains. The sellers of this home were planning on building this down in Colfax. They had 35 acres, and they were going to build it up on this kind of mountain out there. But about 4 days before they dug the hole, there was a big fire, and the insurance companies were pulling back in insurance on these properties. And so if you were to build out in the middle of, in a forest fire potential area, you couldn't get insurance on the property.
Yeah, that would cause you a lot of problems from the standpoint of financing. It'd be extremely difficult to get a loan if you couldn't get your home insured.
Really? So
Yeah.
if you built a house out and you couldn't get insurance on it, you couldn't get a loan.
Yeah, that's right. It's really, really hard because if the property gets destroyed or damaged, then the lender would be on the hook.
Yeah, so you have to self-insure.
Yeah.
Which is almost impossible. So they ended up actually building this thing right here in Alpine, Utah, and they actually drew it up on a notepad and took it to the architect. And they did an incredible job. Normally when people do that and they actually want to be a home designer, they don't do a very good job. But they must have had a really good architect, because the way they laid the house out, they did a spectacular job. And of course the finishes are beautiful. Headed in here into the master bedroom. Now they've got a really nice sitting room right off the master. And if you see that picture right there, that actually goes up in the air, and there's a TV right behind that.
No, TV. Great idea.
Just hidden.
Yeah.
The guys, they said they had the guys from, what was the name of that?
Sound Advice?
Sound Advice. Very good. Thank you, Darin. They were really impressed. They did a great job. These guys have a very elaborate audio and video system in there, and they were just really ecstatic with their work. And their decorating. She said she did most of the decorating herself, and she really did a nice job. Now, if going down these steps, as you see that's actually a bookcase that pushes into the storage room there. So, Darin, let's talk a little bit about a loan. If you wanted to get a loan on this thing, what would that look like?
Okay, it looks like the list price on this one is $1.7 million. So at that purchase price, you'd want to do a jumbo loan, or you need to do a jumbo loan, and your best terms are going to be at 25% down. So that would be a $425,000 down payment, and that would leave your loan amount at $1,275,000. On a 30-year fixed, you would expect your APR to be right around 5.9%, and that would give you a principal and interest only payment of $77,562. That does not include taxes or insurance.
In this case, maybe no insurance if you built it in Colfax.
That's right. Yeah.
So, well, they did a great job. As you can see, they did just some really creative designs and ideas. Now, headed outside, their backyard is absolutely beautiful. They really put a lot of time and effort into this, with the beautiful pool and decks. One of the things I liked most about this property, that you only see it for a second, but they did a pool room, like an exclusive pool room. There it is right there. It's separated from the house, but it actually has its own living area there, and so it works perfect for like a guest house.
I wouldn't mind living in that.
I would live there too. Overlooks a beautiful pool.
Yeah.
Beautiful property. So as we've talked about before, whenever I sell a house to somebody, I make sure they get a 1-year home warranty. And this is super important, because when you move into a house, you really don't know it. You don't know what's gone wrong. And last thing you want is the first year, maybe the furnace goes out or something like that. The nice thing about a home warranty is it protects from that. And I know all the people that are in this industry locally, and the best that I've found is Chad with Landmark Home Warranties. And these guys provide services that the other ones don't. So Chad, tell me a little bit more about, if we're coming in different seasons, of how you can help them.
Absolutely. So we offer some proactive features. So a couple things is if coming into winter or spring, we offer a service that will allow the homeowner to be able to have a pre-season tune-up on either their air conditioner or their furnace. And one of our techs will come out and make sure that it's working properly and it's safe for the upcoming season.
That's great. So if we're going into winter or something like that, they want to make sure their furnace is all up to snuff and all cleaned out and ready to go. You guys will actually send somebody out.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they'll come out, they'll do a great job in making sure that it's clean, it's working properly.
So that's even better, fixing things that are broken. This is fixing things before they break.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great proactive feature, and we're one of the only home warranty companies that offers that.
That's why I love you guys. You guys are really good at what you guys do. Now, if somebody need to contact you, they want to get a home warranty when they're buying their house, how would they reach you?
They can call us at 866-306-2999.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Jay.
I woke up not knowing if I was going to feel sick that day, not knowing if I was going to be able to go to school or go to work.
I was extremely fatigued. I was sleeping probably close to 16 hours a day.
It was a hard way to live because you don't understand what's going on in your body and you feel like you should be healthier in your habits and you just feel horrible.
Are you suffering from low thyroid or Hashimoto's? Do you have any of these symptoms? Our breakthrough approach for low thyroid and Hashimoto's is here.
I feel like a regular healthy person.
So Darin, one of the best parts of being a real estate agent is getting to go see all these incredible homes. And this one, normally you have to go to like a parade of homes or something like that, and you got to wait in line and deal with all these people. But this one, I get the private walkthrough with the seller and look at this absolutely incredible home. And I have to be honest, I see a lot of homes and I see a lot of incredible homes, but this one to me was absolutely spectacular. I was truly taken back by the beauty of this property. I don't know, it's hard for a camera to take advantage and really showcase a property. Obviously it looks beautiful. Camera guys did a great job because this one really, it needed to be able to be showcased. So as you walk into the front of this property, it looks like a really high-end, like I would say hotel room, a really luxury hotel room. But then as you go back down the hallway and then towards the back of here you come into this kind of open area with all these beautiful woods and the living area is just put together really well. The architecture really did a nice job. And of course that park-like setting outside the back there. The unique thing about this home, it's not like any other home I've ever seen in Utah. It was actually designed by their brother, who is, he must be some sort of amazing architect because the home is really unique in the way it lays out. Look at that absolutely beautiful kitchen. You notice the different flavor is the woods on the one side and then it opens up into the whites and the dark, and they perfectly contrast. You notice that?
Yeah, it looks like a great variety.
Boy, they really did a nice job with their decorating, the way the flow is of the home. I'm really, really impressed. Into the master bedroom here, and of course it looks out on their incredible backyard. Nice thing about their backyard, they don't have any neighbors behind them, and it's just all trees. This is an area they call Dry Creek and Highland, and they're kind of down in a ravine, really. Another cool thing about this is they have their own, what do they call that, a stream or a
spring?
It's a spring. They literally have their own spring water in the backyard that they've turned into a really nice pond.
Well, this looks like a cabin setting, really.
I know, in places, huh?
Yeah.
It kind of changes the feel. Do you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
It did some really cool decorating also. Somebody was very creative. And Darin, you'll like that. They like BYU.
I do like that. Almost looks like you're in a home back east when you look out those windows with all that greenery.
It does.
That's unusual here.
Yeah, and it's like that out both the front and the back of the property. Now this is, if you know, this is coming from the very back of the property and coming up towards the back of the home. They've got a swing set up on the back, kind of leveled area, and then you walk down through, as you can see, that beautiful stream and the bridge that they put over and all the different waterfalls. They had to have at least 2 waterfalls in there. It's just absolutely beautiful. They terraced the pond so it would go gradually deep, and so it was a little safe for the kids and stuff. So it'd just come in real shallow and go to a little bit more deep and a little bit more deep, and so so there wouldn't be any danger for the kids.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, really good job. Real big thing in homes right now is creating inside style spaces but outside. And they did a magnificent job on this. As you sit in your backyard and look at your park.
Yeah. And what's this one listed for?
1.7. Incredible home. So we're talking about credit and how to repair it, and I've got my good friend Ike Ikame with Intermountain Credit Advocates. And this is, now Ike, everybody's they're trying to buy houses and their credit's damaged and they're always trying to figure out, they're always asking me, what do I do? How do I get a better credit score? What do I do? And this is what you do. So Ike's the best in the business, and that's why I brought you here. Give us a little insight.
Hey, thank you, Jay, for having me on. What we did is we built a process that was designed by the absolute best credit restoration minds in the country, and we do it better and faster than anyone else.
Well, how do you guys do it?
Jay, I've seen 500 credit scores go to 720. Now, everyone's credit profile is different, of course, and so it might not be the same for everybody. However, what we do is that we delete negative, unverifiable, and obsolete information off your credit profile, and we do it faster than anyone else. Well, here's how. Jay, when you approach a lot of credit restoration companies, they limit the number of negative information or items that they will dispute on your behalf.
So they limit how many they'll challenge per month.
Per month. And so your progress and your process takes longer. Most of these credit restoration firms advise their clients of a time frame of 14 to 18 months for the best results.
So they drag it out.
They drag it out for those monthly fees, those monthly service premiums. Now, our process is different. After 6 months is the longest we'll work with any client. We'll work with you for
longest you need to.
That's the longest we need to. If we can't do it in 6 months, then there's a problem.
We can't get it done then.
Because we don't have a cap to the number of negative items that we will delete or remove from your credit profile.
So you approach them all up front, right?
We approach them all up front. A client approaches us and says, hey, I want to delete all these negative items. This is inaccurate, this is obsolete, this is unverifiable. I want to get it removed. We will do it all up front.
And so you teach them how to do this?
Absolutely.
And then you guys go off and...
Part of our process is not just credit restoration, it's also education. Our clients, we teach our clients the pieces behind credit. And so they understand how credit works, the best way to maximize their credit score, and how they even supply some of the information that is used in their credit profiles.
Great. We're going to have Ike on the show quite often, actually each week, showing off a different credit tip on what you can do and showing these things off. So Ike, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they contact you?
Well, it's real easy to get a hold of us. You can call us on the number on the screen, 855-98-SCORE. At the same time, you can also visit our website at intermountaincreditadvocates.com. We're excited to work with Utahns. Our policy is simple. Change your credit, change your life. And we look forward to changing the life of Utahns.
Great. Thanks for coming on the show, buddy. I'm excited to have you on the future. We need this.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Essentials. We're going to be doing an upcoming program on remodels. So if you've been working on a project, send us before and after pictures. We'd love to show it on our show. If you have a house that you'd like featured on the program, or if you have any general real estate questions, be sure to look us up on Real Estate Essentials with J.D. or on Facebook. Now, be sure to tune in because US Luxury Group is going to be showing the next home that they're going to be doing an absolute auction on, and you're going to want to see this home. It's absolutely incredible. If you think you have a house that might fit into their program, look them up on usluxurygroup.com. Now remember, real estate's all about timing and local knowledge, and that's what we're going to go over next time on Real Estate Essentials.